Hello and welcome, my name's Saleh Al-Minji and welcome to episode 13 of Rate My Trades. So yes, in today's episode we're going to go through all of the trades that we looked at in last week and just see how they progressed. See if I know what I'm talking about or not. Let's get into it. So, very first trade that we're going to look at today is USD MXN. Now, if you can remember how this currency pair looked in last week's episode, screenshot's going to come up on the screen now. You will see that, yes, I do know this, I do say this, I do this, yes. Indeed, we're heading very nicely towards our take profit of around 20.5. I called this out over 10 weeks ago and there's not much else I can say on this one. Let's keep it moving. NZD CAD. Now with this one, let's move over to the week chart. Now, yeah, okay, so with this one, as you can see, it's nicely falling towards our take profit. However, it looks like we have seen a bit of retracement in the last candlestick. So moving into the 30-minute chart now to see what's actually going on, and you can see that right now we've just shot up into the Ichimoku cloud on the 30-minute chart. What does that mean? That means that although we're still looking at this as a long-term sell, right now is not the time to be in this trade. So close your position and just keep watching it until it comes to the downside of the cloud on the 30-minute chart. But let's move on. Next currency pair. So NZD USD. If you remember what I said in last week's episode, it was that we were shorting NZD CAD, NZD USD and NZD CHF. So as you can see, this one is also following the same pattern. If we look into the 30-minute chart now, we can see that unlike the NZD CAD pair, which is currently going towards Ichimoku cloud on the 30-minute chart, this one isn't, and we're currently moving away. So for this one, you know, general rule, if you know this, if you watch this, you will know what to do. Keep selling it until if it does come to the top side of the Ichimoku cloud, and if it does, then just close the trade and continue watching it as a sell until it does finally soar down to, in fact at this point we don't even have a take profit, but we're going to put a nice take profit in around this point here. We can call this take profit a nice one of 6.335, I would say. 6.335. Why am I saying 6.335? You may ask. So if we just come over to here, we can also put in a price level. I love price levels. Price levels is what I use to put all my stop losses and take profits. So, oh sorry, I think I'm blocking where I'm seeing the price level here. But if you can see here, at this level here, so this was around the 7th of September 2015, that's where we're dating back to for this. You can see that it did come down to around 6.2, we'll call it 6.3. So that's where we're going to put our take profit for this. And yes, keep it moving nice and smoothly. CAD CHF. So let's move into the week chart now, and let me explain to you what's happening with this one. So if you've been watching this series, you will be able to remember that we were looking at this CAD CHF as a sell. And I said it was in a triangle pattern, blah, blah, blah. And we sold it. It hit our take profit, you know, we made that money. And now, what is there to do? Continue the trades. Look at what, because in trading, you're always looking forward. Once you win one trade, you need to, you know, you need to think about the future. You can't get complacent. What's that? So at this point now, 30-minute chart. Basically, what we're looking at, let's take it back to the week chart. With this, what you can see is, it did come down and touch our bottom resistance line, a line of resistance, and now what we're expecting is for it to go back up to our bottom support line. And now what we're expecting is for it to go back up to our top resistance line of resistance. And on the 30-minute chart now, you can see that it was going on track, but recently it just came and now it's currently below the Ichimoku cloud again on the 30-minute chart. It's not the end of the world. What we did is we closed this trade as soon as it came here, and now we're just watching it. And what I can see, which you'll probably be able to see on your screens very shortly, which you can't, and we can correct this as well, because what I can see is a little regression trend going on over here. So if we just input this now, you'll be able to see, yes, so there is a line of support and a line of resistance that CAD CHF seems to be playing with currently on the 30-minute chart. So at this point now, we're expecting for it to fall to around 0.732. As soon as it hits around 0.732, going to have a nice reversal back to the upside of the Ichimoku cloud. And because it is on the bottom support line at this point, I'm expecting that as soon as it does go back to the top side of the Ichimoku cloud on the 30-minute chart, then we should be expecting to see a full increase to our upside potential. Now, as you can see, the top resistance line is around 0.754. Now, I'm not currently going to put my take profit in that level because, as I say, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, it's always better safe than sorry. So please remember that. I know this, I say this, I do this. Yes, let's keep it moving. EURNOK. So, with this trade, as you can see, everything is going A-OK. So, what I said in last week's episode is, so we saw this one, it shot up to this price level that we had previously put in, dating back from 5th of January 2009. So that's when we first recognized this price level, and it tested it again very recently, a couple weeks ago. And now what we can see is, if we do come into the 30-minute chart, what we can see is the candlesticks have fallen nicely to the downside of the Ichimoku cloud. Now, if you go into the 4-hour chart as well, you'll also be able to see that we are just getting to the downside of the cloud. So what does this mean at this point? This means that it is a very good time to start selling, because back onto the week chart now, as you can see, we are very high above this line of support, and we are currently expecting a return to this line of support. So I put my take profit down at 9.8, around 9.8. If you wanted to, you could put it lower, but once again, better safe than okay. That's it, there we go. Let's move on. NZD-CHF. So once again, this is another NZD pair, and what can we see in this one? So let's move into the 30-minute chart to get the better picture. So, as we can see here, this currently looks like we are currently in a triangle trend, actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot this right here with you guys so you're watching me. So how do I plot my triangle trends? Yeah, we're just going to move this down to here. And what we can see is, so those candlesticks are kind of engulfed into that section there. And then from the bottom as well, we can put in another line of support and put that one in around there. So now, basically, let me explain triangle trends very quickly. So normally what happens in a triangle trend is, so you have your candlesticks and they bounce between the support and resistance line. Boing, 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 boing. Think of it like a ball. Now what happens when a ball is bouncing between an area in which is getting smaller and smaller and smaller? The ball is going to start bouncing faster and faster and faster, and eventually when it does get to the end, if there's a gap here, it's going to fly out. Now that's exactly what happens with triangle trends with trading. So basically at this point now, I'm going to use my mouse so that you can follow it, but as you can see, so it's going to the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So now what we're going to expect is for it to keep moving up and down in here and build up tension like a spring, and then it's either going to shoot to the upside or the downside. Now, I'm not currently in this trade because of this triangle trend, and I'm just waiting for it to finish in this trend and see which direction it's going to shoot into. Once it does, I'm going to place my trade. However, because this is NZD-CHF, just like NZD-USD and NZD-CAD, when it does shoot away, I'm expecting for this to shoot to the downside, and I am predicting there's going to be a very nice take profit of around at least 0.6613 around for this one. Now, once again, let's go back to natural gas and see what that's saying. So with this one now, if you look here, on the 29th of July, the week of the 29th of July, we came very close to our take profit. That's a low of 2.09, and remember my original take profit on this trade was 2.00. So for this one, we basically hit the take profit at this point. But if you wanted, you could still place a trade. I personally wouldn't, because better safe than. There we go. So now those are all the trades that we're currently looking at and how they progressed over the past week. What else do I have to say? So the Rate My Trades account. The Rate My Trades account is currently on £310. So that has given us a nice profit of £10.34 over the past week, as you can see on the screen now. 3.45% profit in the past week. It's, you know, it's decent. It's decent. It is progress, and progress is what we like. So at this point now, I've updated you. You're fully updated. I actually don't know why you're still watching this. Go live your movie. Go be creative.